Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good day and welcome to the show. Glad to have you guys here this Wednesday. Wednesday, the 28th of November. No, I mean, not November. Sorry, of June. Thank you for tuning in. Well, I'll tell you guys what. I made myself lunch today. I had this one too good a lunch. I ate a little bit too much right now, and I'm a little bit slow getting around. That's what happens if you eat a little bit too much food. Like if it's good stuff. I made myself hamburgers. You know, got some of the nice fresh buns at the grocery store. They're still a little bit squishy. You know, fried the hamburger in the frying pan. Got it just right. Put the buns on top. Let the buns soak up and toast them a little bit. Some nice melted cheese in there, and some nice lettuce and tomatoes and uh, anyway, I made myself three of these small sliders, but now I'm full. I had a little bit too much to eat. Anyway, enough about that. What we got to talk about is all the crazy stuff going on in the world right now. I'm telling you guys, especially over there around Ukraine and in Russia and Ukraine, the real crazy stuff going on, and the war over there. Should we even be should the world be so involved in it? Because you just feed the war cycle. That's all you do. When you get so involved and you start to get like if they've been doing this racket for ages. War is nothing more than a racket that they pull because it has to be a racket, and I'll explain to you guys why. The leaders are not the ones who get out there and fight. They have to get the people out there to fight. And so that's why it's a racket, because the people wouldn't fight unless they use propaganda to get the people believing that the enemy has to be stopped, and then on the opposite side they have to get them to believe that the other guy needs to be stopped. And they get the people to fight for them. Now, war wouldn't be a racket if we could just get all the leaders out there who want to start these wars and have them do the fighting. But it's a racket because they manipulate the people into doing the fighting for them. That's why it's all racket. So anyway, there's a Wagner mutiny. I did a lot of shows on that when it was happening during the weekend. The Wagner mutiny. It was called the Wagner Mutiny. Putin issues a warning laying out options to Wagner fighters. It's evidently they were in a part of Russia, the Wagner fighters, for a while there. Well, they had access, The part of Russia that they captured had this big military depot where they keep the nuclear weapons. They were there for hours where they keep the nuclear weapons. In other words, they had the place surrounded and they had their forces in there where they keep the nuclear weapons for hours, the Wagner forces. Don't know. A lot of stuff going on with that. Okay, let's take a look at some of the articles here on Zero Hedge. Cruise ships are becoming breeding grounds for norovirus as outbreak hits decade high. Yes, the ships have become monsters packed with 6,000 passengers and 2,000 crew, and they are the perfect breeding grounds for viruses. Yeah, they are. And do you know why cruise ships are so bad? The air ventilation systems on board the cruise ships carry the viruses from room to room, if it's an airborne virus. And they're packed in there pretty tight, too, on cruise ships. What's this? Gong Gong Girl. Anheuser-Busch fires the marketing execs who destroyed the brand. Yeah, you know what? Their sales are not very good. Honest to God, what's been going on lately with that? I don't think it's going to turn around anytime soon. You just mention the name Bud Light and just people giggle. Like they've lost it. They've lost it. The name of that they should just, if they're gonna sell beer, they should just totally. I mean, it's just a wreck. That's just a total train wreck. They've lost so many billions of dollars. Okay, we're gonna move on here and talk about some other stuff. We're gonna talk about what the markets are doing today. It's 22.82 for silver. Now, I'm going to tell you guys straight up front. Silver's going to be at its lowest prices, comparatively speaking, to what you can purchase with the dollar. Silver's going to be at its lowest prices when it runs out and there's none available. And I think we're so close. Now, I've been predicting this for years. I thought they were going to run out of silver. But somehow the mines were able to pull out those extra few coins out of the hat somehow and keep this whole menagerie running all these years with demand and everything else, and keeping everybody supplied with silver. The mines have been able to do it, and that's because they produce an excess of 800 million ounces a year. 800 million, that's nearly a billion ounces a year the mines produce, and that's been able to keep us going. Silver, keep the coffers full of silver. But that number, it's not going to go higher than 850 million ounces. It's going to start slowly dropping as ore grades drop off. But world demand is increasing now, especially investment demand. And there's just simply not going to be enough to go around. And so silver's going to go into short supply. It's already in short supply, but it's going to become so that practically non-available. And when that day hits, you're going to see all these companies that use silver. You're going to see them run out and try to get a safe amount ahead for themselves into the market, and they'll be willing to pay any price. They just pass it on to the consumer. So things like an Apple iPhone or an Apple iPad or whatever, you didn't know, but there's silver inside those things, and they cannot produce them without silver. It's only a small amount. So I think the Apple iPhone takes like 45 cents worth of silver right now. Now, if silver price were to go up, say, 4 times from where it is right now, so instead of 45 cents worth of silver, you'd have $1.80 to produce an iPhone. Do you really believe that these companies are going to stop producing iPhones because the silver prices went up 4 times and now it costs $1.80 instead of 45 cents worth of silver inside an iPhone, that they're not going to stop selling them and stop producing them? No, they'll just pass that $1.80 extra on to the consumer. I mean, they produce the thing probably, I don't know, I'm just going to guess, say $20 is their total all-in cost to produce an iPhone. And they sell it for what, $1,200? That's an extremely high profit margin. But what about the silver producers out there? Their all-in cost to produce that ounce of silver is like $20. And what do they get? $22.82. Can't you see the difference? I'd be in iPhone production any day over being silver mining with these prices that they're getting right now. Anyway, guys, taking a look now at gold. 1912. It's down $1.20. Cryptocurrency today, we're looking at a Bitcoin price of 30,230, and Ethereum at 1854, XRP at 47 cents. Taking a look at the Dow Jones, it's down 137 points. I kind of told you guys about a few days ago, at the start of this week actually, I told you guys we're in this downtrend now. I think we're firmly in. I think it's only going to get worse. This market's got to go through before it goes to 40,000. Yeah, you heard me right. 40,000 Dow. Before it goes to 40,000, it's got to go through the deflationary spike event. And that what that event's going to do is it's going to make the Federal Reserve yield. Because right now, picture when somebody's on an on-ramp and they're coming in, and they don't know how to yield to the oncoming traffic. And so they're supposed to yield. They're the oncoming. They're on the oncoming ramp in the yield lane. They're supposed to yield, but they don't. Well, that's the Fed coming around to yield. But the Fed is in one of those little tiny little micro-sized cars, with the little 3-cylinder or whatever, like almost like a motorcycle. That's what the Fed is in, right? And there's semi trucks on the highway right now. So what I'm telling you is that they're going to yield. They're going to yield or they're going to get flattened. So they're going to yield, but they haven't yielded yet. They're not going to yield till the last second. Till Janet Yellen in the passenger seat goes, "Ah, we're going to die." That's when the Fed chairman's going to put on the brakes. Only then. But we got to wait until they yield. Because as long as they're tight monetary policy like they are now, you're going to see this pall over this dark cloud over the markets and over the gold and over silver and over oil and over everything else that's there now, because this is because of the Fed tightness. And this is why nothing's going anywhere right now. We're kind of stuck. We're stuck in this spot right here. And until something breaks, we're going to be stuck here. We're like a car that's out of gas, and we're on the side of the road right now. And so until some money starts to pour into this system again, we're going to be in this holding pattern until things start to turn downwards, and then they yield. They're going to yield. Taking a look now at crude oil at $69.52. It's up $1.82 on the day, or 2.69%. Taking a look at bonds and rates today. We're seeing falling yields on the long end. 10 years, 3.71 is down 5.2 basis points, and the U.S. 30-year is at 3.8, and it's down 3.1 basis points. Taking a look at the U.S. dollar index today at 102.96, and it's going up today. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Listen, guys, before you tune me off, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.